Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to understand about the procedure in relation to the child in need of care and protection. As we know, as we have understood in the previous video, that the definition child in need of care and protection covers various kinds of children, such as an abandoned child, or an orphan, a surrendered child, or any child who was exploited. And so the child in need of care and protection covers various kinds of children who need protection and care. So in this video, we are going to understand the procedure that shall be followed by the Child Welfare Committee for the adoption or proper care of these children. So let us start from the production of child before the committee. So if any person finds a child who is in need of care and protection, what appropriate action a person can take? So Section 31 deals about the production of child before the Child Welfare Committee. So who can produce a child in need of care and protection? The first clause states that a police officer, special juvenile police unit, child welfare police officer, district child protection unit officer, or a labor inspector. So any of these officers, if they find any child, can produce the child before the committee. And the second clause states about any public servant. And the next clause is a child line service, any NGO or any agency recognized by the state government, or a child welfare officer or probation officer. So, all these officers, if they find any child, can produce the child before the committee. And the next clause states that any social worker or concerned citizen, the child himself or herself, or any nurse, doctor, hospital or maternity, home management. So, any of these persons or the child themselves can approach the child welfare committee, and accordingly the committee will take necessary action. And the next section explains about the mandatory reporting regarding a child found separated from guardians. So section 32 explains about those children who are found separated from their legal guardians. So, if any person, police officer, member of an organization, or staff of a nursing home, hospital, or maternity home finds, take charges of, or handed over a child who appears to be orphaned, abandoned, or lost, then in that cases, that person must inform the following within 24 hours. So, if any person finds a child who seems to be either orphan or abandoned or lost from their parents, in that cases that person can report about the child to any child line services or nearest police station, child welfare committee, or district child protection unit. Within 24 hours, report about the child, and the committee, district child protection unit, or child care institution as applicable must upload the information about the child on an online portal specified by the central government. So these institutions shall inform about the child and upload about the child in the portal that is mentioned by the central government to find the children's guardians. And if someone fails to give the required information about a child within the time mentioned in section 32, it will be treated as an offense. So as we have understood that if any child is found to be orphan or abandoned, and the person who finds the child and he or she neglects to report about the same to any of these authorities, it shall be treated as an offense, and they can be punished with imprisonment up to 6 months or fine of rupees 10,000. So if any person neglects to inform about the child within that time limit, that is within 24 hours, they can be imprisoned for 6 months, or they shall be liable to pay a fine of rupees 10,000 under section 34. And the next section deals about the surrender of children. So if parents or guardians want to surrender a child due to reasons beyond their control, they must bring the child before the child welfare committee. So we have understood the definition of a surrendered child, that is a child who is left by their parents due to any financial or any reasons beyond their control. So, in that cases, the parent or guardian can surrender their child before the Child Welfare Committee. And the Child Welfare Committee, after proper inquiry and counseling, if the committee is satisfied that the parents or guardians must sign a surrender deed before the committee. So, the committee will try first to know whether the parents are genuinely want to give up their child and surrender them before the committee or not. The committee shall take all necessary inquiry, and if the committee is satisfied, the committee shall take a sign on the surrender deed, in which that is an agreement in which the parents shall sign that they are willingly giving up their child and surrendering them before the committee, and in future they have no rights over their child. So the committee shall take sign from the parents, and the parents or guardians will get 2 months to change their decision. During this time, the committee may either allow the child to stay with them under supervision or place the child in a specialized adoption agency if under 6 years, or in children's home if above the age of 6 years. So when a parents or guardians of a child comes and surrendered their child before the committee shall give a 2 months time to decide and really want to surrender their child. So during that time, the child shall be placed in either a specialized adoption agency if the child is below the age of 6 years. And if the child is above the age of 6 years, they shall be sent to a children's home. So, this is the procedure relating to a surrender child. And the next is inquiry. When a child is brought before the Child Welfare Committee or a report is received under Section 31, the committee must hold an inquiry and can send the child to a children's home, shelter home, fit person, or fit facility. So, when under Section 31 a child is placed before the Child Welfare Committee, it can send the child to any of these places, and a social investigation must be done quickly by a social worker or officer, provided that children below 6 years who are orphaned, abandoned, or surrendered must be placed in a specialized adoption agency. So, here social investigation means it is a report which is an inquiry or report which is made by any of the social worker or any officer about the details of the child and the family background or any other relations, that is, any other relatives of the child, shall be inquired by the committee to take appropriate decisions. And the social investigation report must finish within 15 days, and the final order must be passed within 4 months. So, the investigation shall be completed by the social worker or any other officer within 15 days. So, after inquiry, if the child has no family or needs care, the committee may send them to an specialized adoption agency or children's home or foster home until the proper rehabilitation or until the child turns into 18. So, in the inquiry, it is found that the child have no family. In that cases, if the child is below the age of 6 years, he will be sent to a specialized adoption agency so that the child can be adopted by any other parent who are in need of children, or to a children's home if the child is above the age of 6 years, or to a foster home. So, according to the case, the child may be sent to different institutions, and the committee must review the child's situation regularly and send quarterly reports on case progress to the district magistrate, who will review and may suggest remedies or ask the state to form more committees if needed. So, the condition of the child and the progress of the case shall be reported to the district magistrate, and accordingly the district magistrate will give any recommendations. So, this is the procedure relating to the child in need of care and protection. So, the next section deals with the orders that can be passed by a child welfare committee. So, under section 37, the committee, on being satisfied through the inquiry that the child before the committee is a child in need of care and protection, and may, on consideration of the social investigation report and taking into account the child's wishes in case where the child is sufficiently mature to take a view, pass one or more of the following orders. So, the committee, on being satisfied by the inquiry and the social investigation report and the child's opinion, if the child is mature enough, then in that cases the committee may pass either one or more of the following orders. So the committee may declare that the child is in need of care and protection, or restore the child to parents, guardians, or family with or without the supervision of a child welfare officer or social worker, or the committee may place the child in a children's home, fit facility, or specialized adoption agency for the temporary or long term care, considering the capacity of the institution and child's best interest, especially when the family cannot be traced or restoration is not suitable. So, according to the case of the child, the committee may take appropriate orders. And the next order the committee may pass is that it may place the child with a fit person for temporary or long term care. Pass an order for foster care under section 44, or may pass an order for sponsorship under section 45, or give directions to any person, institution, or facility responsible for the child's care and protection, covering needs like shelter, medical treatment, counseling, therapy, education, legal aid, skill training, and coordination with the district child protection unit or state government. So, the committee shall have the powers to pass any of these orders which are mentioned under section 37. And it can also declare that the child is legally free for adoption under section 38. So, either the child may be sent to adoption or in any institution or for foster care. So, according to the needs of the child, the committee may pass appropriate orders. And the committee may also pass orders for declaration of fit persons for foster care, providing aftercare support under section 46, or any other related orders as may be prescribed. So, it can also pass an orders declaring any person fit to take care of the child, or it can also provide aftercare support, that is where the child needs any financial or any other support, the child welfare committee shall provide the same. Child welfare committee may pass according to the needs of the child. And the next is procedure for declaring a child legally free for adoption. So, under section 38, it provides different kinds of children who can be given for adoption. So, if a child is orphaned or abandoned, the committee shall try to trace the parents or guardians after inquiry. If it is confirmed that no one is available to take care of the child, the committee shall declare the child legally free for adoption within 2 months for children below the age of 2 years. And in cases of children above the age of 2 years, 4 months, within 4 months, the committee shall declare the child to be legally free for adoption, and no FIR shall be registered against the biological parents during the inquiry process. So, this is the procedure related to the child who is an orphan or an abandoned child. So, in cases where the child is orphan or abandoned and their parents cannot be traced, in that cases within 2 months, where the child is below the age of 2 years, and where the child is above 2 years, within 4 months, he or she shall be declared free for adoption. And for a surrendered child, the institution where the child is placed shall bring the case before the committee after the reconsideration period under section 35 to declare the child legally free for adoption. So, in cases of a surrendered child, the institution where the child is placed, that institution shall put the child before the committee so that the committee can make necessary actions to give the child for adoption. And the next kind of child is a child of mentally retarded parents or unwanted child of a victim of sexual assault may also be declared free for adoption by the committee following the due procedure. So, in cases of a child whose parents are mentally retarded or a child who is victim of sexual abuse can also be sent to adoption. And the decision to declare a child legally free for adoption must be taken by at least three members of the committee. So, there shall be at least three members from the Child Welfare Committee to declare any child free for adoption. And the committee shall inform the state agency and the central authority every month about the number of children declared legally free for adoption and the pending cases. So, time to time, the committee shall inform about the children who are given for adoption and the number of pending cases. So, this is about the procedure related to the child in need of care and protection. That's all in this video. I hope you all have understood it. Thank you.